Hello, my name is Javier Rodriguez, and I'm very excited to be with you here today for this webinar. Now, this webinar is a little different. We are going to record it, and we're going to archive it on our website, making it available on a 24/7 basis. It's a shortened and condensed version of our regular webinar, so forgive me for speaking a little fast, and I just want to get you the information that you need so that you can ask yourself the question, do I want to know more? And I'm convinced that by the time this webinar is over, the answer will be a resounding yes. So let's go ahead and get started. For well over 20 years now, I have served as a financial strategist, helping people from all walks of life secure their financial future. Now, whether they be teachers, doctors, nurses, or police officers, they all had one thing in common, and they wanted to secure their financial future. And we were able to help them do that by leveraging the power of concepts and products that in many cases they didn't even know existed. And these products work very well for adults, but they work even better for children because children have plenty of time. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, I want to ask you, what kind of a financial life do you dream of for your child? Is it a life of abundance, a life of economic stability, of getting paid what they're worth? Or do you dream the opposite, of struggles, financial struggles, underpaid wages, and so on? And of course, the answer is we want the first option for all of our kids and grandkids as well. Here's another question that I have for you. If you could choose your child's annual salary today, what would you choose? Would you want them to make $20,000 a year, or $37,000 a year, or $65,000 a year, or $100,000 a year? And of course, most parents and grandparents would say $100,000, please. And that's all possible with the proper education, because we know that in our economy, the more you learn, the more you can earn. But unfortunately, in the vast majority of cases, when you ask the average family how much is in the college fund for their child or for their children, the answer is not a whole lot, or in most cases, nothing at all. And that's sad, because it's not a lack of money that forces our kids to take on the student loan debt that they carry today, but it's sometimes the lack of priorities, or sometimes screwed up priorities, because we might not have a college fund for our child, but man, they got the latest and greatest cell phone or the latest and greatest video game console. You know, we got the Xbox Series X coming out at $500, or the PlayStation coming out at another $500, and the best sneakers out there, and tennis shoes, and subscriptions for all kinds of stuff. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying that our priorities should mandate that while we do that, we should always take care of the fundamentals. And saving for their financial future is a big one, at least in my book. So whether your child is a newborn or a teenager, these products and concepts that I'm going to share with you can dramatically improve their financial outlook. And I'm talking about start saving for their college education, for their first home, or even for their retirement. The beauty behind the product I'm going to share with you is that you can achieve all of these things with one monthly contribution and with one company as well. You see, a child will provide you, the parent or grandparent, the opportunity to build and pass on a legacy that can continue long after you're gone. This legacy includes your values, work ethic, culture, heritage, religion, and more. There's also another legacy you can leave that can bring many benefits and advantages to a child as well as future generations. And now we're talking about a financial legacy, and that's what I'm going to discuss with you. Because with proper planning today, you can provide your child or grandchild a life full of financial security and stability. And the product I want to share with you here today is called Index Universal Life, which is a permanent life insurance policy that stays with your child their entire life. So you might be asking yourself, why life insurance? Well, there's a lot of different reasons for that I'm not going to go over them for the sake of time, but they do provide for tax-free growth. You can use the funds tax-free as well. You can open one of these things up for your child as soon as they hit 14 days since the date of birth. And you can use the cash value or savings portion of this vehicle for a ton of things, including an education, college, down payment on a home, starting a business, even to provide financial security for their future family as well. And the best part is that it can be opened up by literally almost anybody, parents, grandparents, legal guardians, aunts, uncles, and so on. They can do this for their children, if you know what I mean, to help them secure their financial future. And once they turn 18, you can hand over ownership of it to them and control, or you can simply keep it in your name as well, and a ton of other reasons. But I want to share two stories with you, and I'm going to wrap up this webinar because I need you to understand this is not something I sell. This is something I share with people. I have this on my own life. This is exactly what I've used to put my kids through college as well. And as a matter of fact, here's my middle daughter. Her name is Sylvia. She's a registered nurse. And the concept that I'm sharing with you, we're able to accomplish that, getting her through and becoming a registered nurse with nothing, zero in student loan debt whatsoever. Well, as you can see, that was a picture from her baby shower. And this is her baby, Jack, while she was still in her tummy. And this is back in September of 2020. And I knew that I needed to get the ball rolling. All I needed to do was wait for Jack to be 14 days old, because they do have to be 14 days or older. And in this example, I decided to save $100 a month, which is $1,200 a year. Now, from the moment he got approved, immediately he had a life insurance policy of $393,000 that doesn't protect just against death, because that's not why we're doing this. Statistically speaking, the chances of him passing away is so low that the insurance is extremely, extremely cheap, and because of the simple fact that I just stated. So as you can see, by saving just $1,200 a month, even though I'm going to save up a little bit more as he gets older, but if we just kept it at $1,200 a month, $1,200 a year, or $100 a month, by the time Jack is 18 years old, he has almost $26,000 saved up. Now that could maybe pay for all of his education, or at least offset the expense related to his education, which is better than having nothing at that point. By the time he turns 25 years old and maybe wants to buy that first home, he's got $47,000 saved up for that specific purpose. By the time he's 30, there's $70,000 saved up. By the time he's 45, there's over $200,000 saved up. And he can take over the payments at any time, because after all, it's going to benefit him primarily, which is pretty cool. Now, I want to share another story with you. This is my granddaughter. She's the oldest of the grandkids. She's a whopping 3. Same thing. When she was born, I opened up one of these plans for her and did the exact same thing. So here we are 3 years later, and I just want you to get a glimpse of what it has done for her. Now, what you see here on the screen is the app on your phone, or my phone, that shows not just her policy on the bottom of the screen, but also my personal one on the top of the screen. So I'm not selling you something, like I said earlier. I'm just sharing with you what I have in my life, and I've leveraged to help my kids get to where they are today. And now I'm doing the exact same thing with my grandchildren as well. So let me just zoom in on her particular policy. And this is my granddaughter's policy. So if you can see here, by going all the way to the bottom, it says total premium paid. I paid $1,200 on her birthday. So I've written 3 checks for $1,200. You can just pay monthly if that's what you want to do, and that's fine. I've given them $3,600, and in return, I have $2,535 already saved up in her name. The difference went to pay for the life insurance that provides me, her parents, and of course her, with the peace of mind that if life happens to throw a curve at her, whether it be an illness, accident, or whatever the case might be, but primarily the 3 living benefits, as we call them, which are in the event of a terminal illness, critical illness, and chronic illness, we can tap into the life insurance policy without her having to die. This is literally life insurance you can use while they are still alive, which is simply incredible. But as you can see there, the balance is growing just like we projected for Jack. And it continues to grow until the day arrives when you need to use it, and you can tap into it at that point as well. So an Index Universal Life, or IUL policy, combined with the most precious commodity your child or grandchild has today, which is time, can give them the financial peace of mind they deserve. Now, when it comes to time, we can either A, leverage it, or we can let it slip away. And that's something I would never forgive myself as a parent with my children, or as a grandparent with my grandchildren. I don't want them to struggle unnecessarily because I simply failed to have my priorities in order, or because I just simply did nothing. And I'm sure that that's not something you want to look forward to either. Your child's financial life and your legacy will be determined in great part by the decisions and actions you take on their behalf today. They're simply too young to choose for themselves, but you're not. Parent, grandparent, family member, you can make the right decisions for them. So to learn how you can give your child or grandchild a gift that can provide them with the life you dream for them, simply click on the button below and schedule your free, no obligation 15-minute Zoom meeting with me, myself, and I will personally run an illustration during our consultation to show you what is possible for your child and for your legacy as well. No selling, no begging, no bugging. It's just information that you can do whatever you want to do with it, and then at least you know how big of a difference you can make in your child or grandchild's financial future as well. I thank you for your time. I wish you and your family nothing but the best. Until then, please stay safe, and above all, stay healthy. click on the button and schedule your free no obligation consultation today. Thank you so much.